jaunt to tune, EC.
You're so welcome.
Sweet. I like the last part where it makes the sounds.
I like the sound part too.
It's incredible.
So that was
How that works.
It's incredible sounds.
This will be that is our best intro for sure.
For sure.
Including the part where I said that is our best intro. It's still our best intro, and this part too.
Names?
I'm Jason. I'm Jason. I'm Junior Deacon.
Oh, I am AC Ransom. I am Senior Steward, so respect my authority.
It's authority.
Authority.
Killing me.
I am Gary Roberts, member of Harmony Lodge number 21.
That's the sultry voice we need right there.
And our lodge's current Tyler
Absolutely.
for this Masonic year.
Oh, I think he's the only one that mentioned the lodge we're in. Whoops. We're all from the same lodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, three Masonic brothers from the Masonic North, having a good time together, spreading the love and the joy.
We will cover everything from masonry to absolutely nothing. So,
Video games and food seems to be on par for me.
guns. Me being a nerd, apparently, too.
Yeah,
Back to the
that is covered in depth, I would say. For sure. Good. That was a good intro.
That was a very good intro. Good job, guys.
Okay. So, back onto a topic that is...
Wait, back on to, we're just starting this one. What are you talking about, Jason? I'm confused.
Starting with a topic. I thought we could splice this anywhere.
Dear listener, you can't see it, but if looks could kill, I'd be dead right now, because Jason just glared at me.
I looked at my paper. What are you talking about?
I saw the way you glanced over. Go ahead.
You're managing things, brother. So here's a topic, whether it's first, middle, or ending. Again, this is from the Grand Lodge communication we had last Saturday. This goes, what do we really value in Freemasonry, and what do we miss about the fraternity during the pandemic? And we've addressed some of this a little bit before in either a previous podcast or in this current one, depending on however
How much we can use from the last one?
Yeah. And also depending on your editing skills. So we'll see.
Yeah, no promises.
Bar is high. But anyways, even though we may have talked about it a little bit, I think this is... I really like this topic for one reason, well, two reasons, obviously. But I'm all about values. I'm all about knowing where you want to go in life, what you care about, what's important to you. And so when they ask, what do we really value in Freemasonry, I think that can be an easy question where we say, oh yeah, I like hanging out with peeps, or whatever. Or we could get a lot more deep and like, what does it mean to be a good man? What does it mean to be a better man? And how does Masonry get us there? And is that a value to us? And how has that been valuable to us? So I just kind of want to throw it out there, and we'll get to that second part in a second. But to you two guys, what do you really value in Freemasonry?
I know what I miss.
Okay, yeah, let's start there.
I don't know what. I haven't thought too much about what I value, even though I was privy to the same conversation. But after becoming a Master Mason, having the privilege to be able to travel to other lodges, I was starting to really enjoy that. When we got like that, I was traveling to a degree 2 to 3 times a week, and I had a goal at the beginning of the year that I was going to visit every lodge in the Grand Lodge of Utah's jurisdiction in my first Masonic year. It's just something I wanted to do. It was a goal that I thought was a worthy one for a new Master Mason, and it would give me an opportunity to meet a lot of the brothers that I had never met, and it also gave me an opportunity to go see ritual work in different lodges and see how they do it, and it would also give me an opportunity to learn those degrees better and help me with my work, so I could help do our degree work here at our lodge or at other lodges. And I had a wonderful opportunity to go visit several lodges, and because some places were short of some people, I actually got to participate and take part in some of those degrees, and it was a lot of fun. And then we get the edict
Yeah.
you can't go visit anymore. And it was like, ugh. And I even had plans with with our one of our past masters, who was one of which was my coach. I English good. He had never been to one of the lodges that I was going to go visit. He wanted to go with me, and we were making plans to go. And then we got the message from the Grand Lodge that, hey, no more visiting, that kind of stuff, just because of the pandemic, just to protect everybody. And I was like, oh. And I missed that a lot. I love that opportunity to go visit. I wanted to wear out my brand new dues cards. First one I've had. I wanted to show it off by visiting all these lodges, and now I don't know when I'll get the opportunity to go back and visit again. Visiting, I bet, will be curtailed for quite a while.
I mean, I, for sure, at least until September.
Yeah.
If not the rest of the year.
If not longer.
It may even be that just like starting September, it's just your lodge and nothing.
They'll probably discourage visitations for a while.
Yeah, well, I'm hearing other jurisdictions are saying, like they're limiting the number of members that actually come to one.
Yeah.
I mean, Utah is probably one of the smallest jurisdictions in the United States. Our lodges aren't huge. Some of them aren't small either, but they're nothing like some of the ones that are on the East Coast that have 1,000 members. I mean, our lodge has roughly about 60.
Yeah.
Some of our biggest lodges in the state of Utah have 120 members, and but some grand jurisdictions outside of Utah are making plans and saying we're going to limit the number of members to only 25 that can come to meetings at a time.
Which that's hard for Masons.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Is it would it be like a first come first serve basis?
Or
What if
you guys can come this month, you guys can come next month, and the only ones that keep going is the officers. I don't know how they're going to handle that.
That's hard because
it seems like you're just going to get into like politics, part of it becoming hard, and as voting and whatnot,
But we have church organizations that are doing the very same thing.
Well, they don't vote on crap in that.
No, they don't. But
well, you vote.
That's sustaining. It's not voting.
That's fair.
But that's the one thing that I missed is the opportunity to go visit.
I
missed the degrees. Even we had a degree planned. We were all ready to drop the hammer.
I know, we had that down.
We were getting ready to go, and it was well practiced and just ready to pull the trigger, and boom.
And it's what you were saying, like our lodge had a lot of momentum. We were enthused about the degrees. We were excited about doing it well, and then just kablamo. It was heartbreaking.
And nothing against, I mean, our Grandmaster brought this up in his discussion with us last Saturday, that this was one of the hardest decisions he's ever had to make. It was the right decision to make. Being a former public safety official myself and working in public safety and EMS, it was the absolute right call to make because we didn't know. There's so many unknowns, and we still don't know a lot about what's going on. I mean, there's a reason they call it practicing medicine and not something else. I mean, we're still trying to figure it out, but. So I don't fault him for his decision for doing that. I actually appreciate him for having the courage to do that.
I would agree, and I would also second our worshipful when the order hadn't really come down to stop the degree work yet, and our worshipful chose to put that on the back burner, even though I know he didn't want to at that time.
Yeah.
He chose to do that, and I think that was a hard decision for him too because he was really gung ho.
Because he could have said, "Screw it, we're doing it."
Yeah, totally.
But
because there wasn't an official at that time. It was still so new that there wasn't like an official Grand Lodge stop. Right? It was more of a kind of every lodge was doing more of what they wanted, from what I understood at least.
Mm-hmm.
And so our worshipful had to make that decision. And I know I didn't talk to him a whole lot about it, but I know that like that definitely weighed on him and was not an easy decision to make because he was gonna. I mean, to be honest, I was too. Like I learned my senior deacon for that, and like I was so excited to go in there. But
what's the other side of the coin is our candidate.
Yeah,
he's ripping and raring to go.
Yeah,
he was almost there, and then just.
And he's been cool about it for sure.
Oh yeah,
but imagine being told you have to wait until who knows when.
I barely could wait when I did it.
Like, well, I applied to the Scottish Rite to be able to go through the reunion in April, and I was looking forward to being able to do that, and then all this happened, and we're like, I don't know when it's going to happen now, or if it will happen.
Yeah. No, I think that's the new rule for this podcast. Don't let Gary go first. Because I don't have
too good of an answer.
I don't have a better answer than that.
It's not about which answer is better. It's about
no, it
it's
is. Gary's is the
no.
best.
No. In all seriousness, what matters is what your answer is, because that's your actual feedback.
Okay,
it was a bomb answer though.
Right. Well, but the other side of the coin of it, I mean, we've had some. I mean, just like our Grandmaster said, there's been some silver linings to some of this. I mean, what we're doing here.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fun. To me, this is like, this is the part of Freemasonry that I really like as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, us three hanging out together, the bee's knees, just like
said
before or afterward. Yeah.
Yeah, and for sure, again, going back to why this... Wow, I kind of whistled there. That was weird. Going back to why this podcast... I'm sorry. Going back to why this podcast kind of is happening, it's like you're saying, it's kind of a silver lining. This would not be happening if we were meeting Lodge every Tuesday.
No, we'd just be talking.
We would just be in Lodge. And, that's great. And, again, I think that's the ideal, is that we still have that Lodge opportunity. And I do hope it comes back at some point soon, or when it's safe to do so. But this podcast is absolutely born out of that necessity to, still meet on the level and, still talk to each other. So you're right. It's a silver lining. That we get to do this as an excuse to kind of hang out, but yeah, good answer. AC, you're next.
Am I next?
Yeah, what's your answer? You can. We're doing either one of these. I'll read them again.
I've got it right here.
I want to read them again.
Okay.
So what do you really?
Whatever I want is not good enough, Jason.
Yeah. See, you get
It's
it.
been that way the whole night.
I just want you to say you're proud of me, Dad. I mean, wait, oops.
I mean, Jason. So what do you
if
really...
my dad listens to this, I know you're proud of me. I'm sorry. just a joke. Just a joke.
So do you really value in Freemasonry, and what do you miss about the fraternity during the pandemic? Each, or either, both, whatever.
I do miss... Well, I don't miss this because we're doing it right here. I guess that's a fair thing to say. I'd like to do it with more brothers. What I miss... What I value the most is... Wow, gosh, there's so much. Hang on. I guess what I miss is how every time we'd go, and even if it's just us talking, you would still learn something from a brother. You would still pick up something, or just seeing the ritual in when the lodge is opened, you have a chance to learn something new from that. Like my favorite one besides the degree. Well, I like the opening of lodge a lot. So I miss being able to see that each time. Because sure, I could go read through it, but it's different. It's not the same. So I miss seeing the ritual, hearing the words spoken, and being able to get something new from that each time. I've said that 5 times now. I'm sorry. Because there's a lot of symbology in everything we do.
Symbol.
And I miss... You're right, that's the proper use of that. There's a lot of symbolism in everything we do.
I'm busting your chops. I'm so
No,
sorry.
it's fine. It's fine. No.
A little tear goes down your cheeks. I'm sorry, man.
It's like it goes a little quiet here.
It's that brotherly love part of what we do.
And sure, you can read about it. It's just different.
Sure.
I'd rather. So I miss experiencing it and living it.
There's almost a recharge effect that goes with it as well.
There really is. Afterwards, you just leave it and you're like, yeah, masonry, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you're saying, every time we hang out, that brotherly bond is I really care about my brothers. You know, they are my brothers. And you can't get it from a Zoom call. You can't. Anyways, you can't read that in a book. That might be what I value the most in masonry, is that legitimate bond you feel with the brothers, and then the experience of what you see, think, and feel while you're going through the ritual. I think that's what I miss. I think that's what I value and miss the most, for sure.
It's a good answer, Jim. I like the two. And,
Thank you.
Kind of
You said something nice to me, Gary.
I'm glad you got us approval. I was
say
worried there for a minute.
I'm going to say
that's a dumb answer, AC. You know.
I'm going to say the second nice thing.
Try again.
My answer was going to be something you actually said a while ago. We had a brother in the lodge, back when it was snowy and stuff, that was kind of having health issues and whatnot, and wasn't able to even necessarily shovel their walkway. And AC and I were talking to this brother one day, and we were just like, "Yeah, well, I mean, you name it, whatever we can do to support you, you just let us know." And that was the thing he said is, I hate to ask, but I would love it if you guys could come and just shovel real fast. So we did. We literally went that night. I think you went to your house like change. I went and grabbed some salts and like we grabbed some shovels. And we, anyways, long story short, we went over. We shoveled some stuff. Right. We had a good discussion with his brother too afterwards, just kind of like shooting the breeze. But as we were driving back, you said something. And I'm not going to remember exactly what it was, but it was something along the lines of, you're like, that's the first time I've ever like done a service, like a manual service for one of the brothers of the lodge that like was in need. And again, I can't remember exactly what you said, but it was something to the effect of like, and like that makes me feel the most like a Mason. Or it was something like, this is I feel like I'm actually fulfilling my Masonic responsibility, or it's something in that effect, right? And you were totally right. And to be honest, that's one of the things I missed too. Was that opportunity, that small, honestly, I don't even know if that brother remembers it. I barely remember it. But like, it was a small moment of helping out one of my fellow brothers, not because I wanted a favor in return, not because I thought it would benefit me in any other way, but because this was my brother. And he was in a time of need, and I wanted to be there for him. And when you afterwards said that like this small project we had done for him was fulfilling our Masonic obligation, like that really stuck with me. And again, when we were talking about charity a while ago, I think that was kind of why I brought that up, was because what is my Masonic obligation? Is it throwing out these service projects or this cash to make people notice me, or is it supporting this brother in need? And from your example, I don't know, maybe it just kind of struck me as true charity is helping someone when they need your help and when they can't do anything to help you back. When there is no return on that. It's just to be kind, it's just to be loving, it's just to be there for someone that needs you. And so that's what I miss. I miss having those opportunities. I miss that when we would go to lodge, that is one of the items that's always on there, is what's going on with our brothers. Is there someone that's in need? Is there someone that's sick? Is there someone that's infirm? Is there someone we can visit? There's like the Rookie of the Year, I don't know what it's called, the Rookie Program, right? When you become a Master Mason, one of the things on there that you can do to earn this like award is to visit a fellow brother in the hospital, right? And at first when I read that on like this award, this is one of the criteria, I was kind of weirded out by that. I was like, that's weird. Why does that make you a good rookie, a good new Master Mason? And again, it comes back to Arvin, or to AC. I can't remember, I just called you Arvin.
Dude, both is good.
I've never called you Arvin before. That was weird.
Did I even say it today?
Guys, let's pretend that never happened. But it comes back to like what AC just said, or what he said months ago, that like that is what it means to be a Mason. It's that brotherly love. It's that brotherly fraternity. Yes, it's helping your community. Yes, it's practicing ritual. Yes, it's doing these things, and you know everything they discussed in the Grand Lodge meeting. But at the core, the great secret of Masonry is that brotherly love and kindness. That's the great secret, and it's something that we do need to protect. That's what needs to be hidden. Yeah, that's what I miss. That was a rant. I feel like I just rambled.
No, that was 100% an extremely good answer.
I did it.
Yes, I love that answer. That was a very good answer.
No, but anyways, that's all the topics I have. I'm sorry, I was busting your shot.
Well, no. Is
this going to be our dynamic going
yeah,
forward?
right. That was it's like that's what it is now. It's just immediate just like rudeness. No, but
I'll do better next time.
The word charity in the Bible, at least in the New Testament, was being translated from Greek. It isn't a word that isn't a word that means financial help, but actually is from one of the Greek words for love.
Yeah,
but in like the purest form. So even though you can't help somebody in a charitable way out of love, for a long time it's been misconstrued as just the charitable work and not like the love side of it. That's really what it is, though. Is
you have a Bible, Corinthians 5:13, I think it is. Doesn't matter.
You're about right, though.
But to that point, though, I mean, you think about what you do in Masonry at your meetings, at your degrees, when you're coaching a brother. What are we usually doing most of the time? We're in a service position. As a coach, we're serving the candidate. You know, we're the stewards. We're helping the junior warden with the festivities and maintaining the building and all that fun stuff. We're serving our brothers. When we're giving a degree, we're not doing it for us, even though it's very beneficial to us.
It's for the guy who's going through it.
It's for the guy that's going through it. He wants to have the best experience.
That's a very good point, Gary.
It's not to take away from that in any degree, but it was Corinthians 13, 1 through 5. Yeah, no, a great, super good point, Jared.
But it's the more, and we've all had this experience in our past lives, in our pre-Masonic lives.
They're pretty sad.
Totally.
That we all had a special service experience, and because of that experience and the way that we served, we grew to love the people that we served. It was hard to leave. I'm sure you both had that same experience.
Totally.
It was harder for me to leave that, even though I am no longer a member of that faith anymore.
Yeah.
That experience still rings true with me. It was so hard to leave. It was harder to leave there than it was to leave home.
Yeah.
For that time. And being a Freemason gives us an opportunity
To experience
to
that.
experience that all the time.
I love that because, I mean, even to this day, like, I would not say I'm a member of the church for I mean, I'm technically in the records, but I'm the least active and I don't like do anything. But I would absolutely go back. Like, if I could somehow just like, even now, I would love to just go experience that time just completely again. Like, just word for word, not change a single thing, just experience it once again. But I would go back now, for sure. And even though I don't necessarily hold to that faith anymore, it was a wonderful time, and it was because of that. It was because of that service. It was because of that love that you developed for the people that you were working with and that you were working for sure. It's dope. I hate that I just said that. That's dope because that was a good mood.
I say that's dope all the time. I think it's fine. You can express it. It's cool however you want.
This should be a Masonic podcast.
Oh, man.
That's been Jason's theme. All the way through. You got to make sure that those get in there.
Oh, they're staying in there for sure. Oh, yeah.
That's good. I don't know if we can really go much more up from here. I feel like this might actually be a good point to...
I feel like this has been...
Here's what we'll do.
Tonight, yeah.
I feel like if let's say if we lost everything before we started recording the second time, it wouldn't matter because this has been... Almost all of this has been 100% stuff we could use. We're at 30-15 right now.
So I'm gonna, for our
It's been
outro
great.
here, as we're finishing up, I think a good outro is reading this 1 Corinthians 13,
Ooh, I like it.
1 through 5, just because we're talking about charity. There's another scripture that I'll read maybe another time. It's also in Corinthians. That's I like more. Well, not more. Doesn't matter. Yeah, maybe this will be our outro. Just to sum up our charity talk. This did turn into a charity.
This should be a charity podcast.
Yeah, shut up. That was our theme, apparently.
For this episode, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'll just go ahead and read this. All right. Anyway, so again, this is 1 Corinthians 13, King James Version. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity, I am become a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy, and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains, and have not charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Charity suffereth long, and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Charity never faileth. But whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether they be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. When I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know, even as also I am known. And now abideth faith, hope, and charity, these three. But the greatest of these is charity.
So mote it be.
And that is our Masonic podcast for the day from the North. Thank you so much for listening. If indeed you still are, that'll be it. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Badoo boop.
The host of the From the North podcast are providing this podcast as a public service and for their own selfish motives. It is neither a legal interpretation nor a statement of any Grand Lodge, local lodge, or any Masonic body, or Freemasonry in general. Any reference to any specific product, subject, or entity does not constitute an endorsement or a recommendation. The rantings, tomfoolery, and views expressed by the guests and the hosts are their own, and their appearance on the program does not apply any endorsement of them, any Grand or local lodge, or any entity they represent.